Hello, and thank you for joining us for this encore presentation of one of Viking's most special journeys. Our friends at All Travel look forward to building the trip of your dreams, and at Viking, we look forward to welcoming you on board. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining Traveling Virtually with Viking. We greatly appreciate the support of our travel advisors and their clients who have joined us today. Before we get started, I would like to kindly remind you that our virtual chat and Q&A is open, so please feel free to type questions in during the presentation. Additionally, I would like to remind you that if you need further details after this presentation concludes, to please contact your favorite travel advisor. And now I'd like to introduce Jordana Botting, Director of Business Development for Viking Cruises. Jordana has over 20 years of industry experience and has been on over 70 cruises. Please join us in welcoming her as we discover the Rhine. Jordana?
Thank you, Michael, and good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Jordana Botting, and my role with Viking is to work with the amazing travel partners to inspire travel to our mutual clients, you. We all love to travel, explore, and learn about a new destination. And what I love about working for Viking is we believe a trip should be more than just a trip. It should be a doorway to a cultural insight and personal enrichment. And we believe the best way to immerse yourself into new cultures is explore the world by the rivers, oceans, and the Great Lakes. Viking Cruises was started over 20 years ago on the rivers of Russia, creating the modern river cruise industry as we know it today. In 2015, we reinvented ocean cruising by offering the same destination-focused cruising as we do on the rivers on the ocean, which led us to become the top-rated small ship ocean cruise line. After leading the river cruise industry for over 2 decades and reinventing ocean cruising, we are now taking our destination-focused journeys to the far reaches of the globe and close to home on the Great Lakes with Viking Expedition. We have mastered small ship cruising at Viking, and with Viking, you'll be able to explore 7 continents, 95 countries, 403 ports, 5 oceans, 20 rivers, and 5 Great Lakes. Today, we're going to travel virtually down one of Europe's best loved rivers, the Rhine. We offer 8 different Viking itineraries that sail along the Rhine. And today we're going to explore our Rhine getaway itinerary that is focused on this beautiful river. This 8-day cruise will give you 6 guided tours and take you through 4 different countries. At Viking, we have designed our cruises to offer a cruise fare that covers everything you need, including 1 free shore excursion in every port of call we visit. After we journey through these magnificent towns on this presentation, I'll highlight some additional itineraries that sail along the Rhine and provide you with engaging content that will continue to inspire you to travel virtually. The Rhine is not only one of Europe's most beautiful rivers, it's also one of the continent's most important waterways, flowing through 6 glorious countries: Switzerland, Austria, France, Germany, Liechtenstein, and the Netherlands. The illustrious Rhine River is a cultural eye-opener. When is the best time to go? Well, the Rhine can be hot and busy in the peak summer months. So it's a good time for my sun worshipers that are on the line today to go. It will be a great time to enjoy the beautiful sunny weather on the top decks of our longships as you watch the riverbanks pass. If you prefer to cruise in more temperate temperatures, then I would recommend spring to autumn for you. It's my favorite time to travel to Europe. During this time, you could be met with a rain shower, so pack a light jacket and an umbrella. Another good time to plan a Rhine cruise is during the Christmas season. A Viking holiday river cruise is pure magic. The time-honored European holiday tradition has the towns along the river lit up with Christmas markets, offering hand-carved toys, ornaments, spicy glühwein, and my favorite, the gingerbread. Our traveling today starts in Amsterdam, the capital of the Netherlands, and one of the most popular tourist destinations in all of Europe. The city is well known for its past, the elaborate canal system, and the architecture of their iconic narrow houses. Its patchwork of waterways forms about 90 islands connected by 1,500 bridges, and it really is a delight to explore by foot. Another great way to get a feel for the history and the layout of Amsterdam is traveling through the canals by boat. You'll be able to find a variety of different canal tours that meet your personal interests. Another way to travel around Amsterdam is like a local on a bike. There are more bikes in Amsterdam than the residents in the city. Approximately, there's about 881,000 bikes in Amsterdam compared to 851,000 permanent residents. So that's a lot of bikes in one little city. Amsterdam is also known for art. There are many famous artists that have come out of Amsterdam, including Rembrandt and Van Gogh. You can see their pieces at some of the museums, such as the Rijksmuseum, the Van Gogh Museum, or the Hermitage Museum of Amsterdam. If you are a more modern art lover like I am, check out the MoCo Museum as well. My foodies, don't miss the market. It is the largest market in the Netherlands and has been around since 1905. Make sure you come hungry because you'll be able to try a whole bunch of local cheeses and the Dutch stroop waffles. These, I think, are my favorite. The tradition with these waffles is they're a nice little waffle with a little caramel filling, and you eat them with a warm coffee or a tea, and you put the waffle on your coffee and tea cup, and the heat of your hot beverage melts the caramel in the inside, and it's a delicious little treat that you can enjoy. You can also bring some home, which I'd highly recommend. You also, at the market here, they have some great souvenirs, so you can do some souvenir shopping. It's open 9 to 5 p.m. Monday through Saturdays. For my beer lovers, this is the home of Heineken, so you can go to the Heineken distilleries and enjoy a great tour with lots of different activities. You'll get 2 free beers, plus a great little souvenir to take home. Our itineraries usually start or end in Amsterdam. So I would recommend that you work with your travel agent to add on a couple days to your journey, because if you get to Amsterdam and you board the ship right away and we leave, you are missing out on a magnificent city. So your travel agent can work with you. We offer some great pre and post packages that they can sit down with you. They're anywhere from 2 to 3 days. So I would strongly consider that when you're thinking about a Viking cruise. Day 2, we are going to enter into the windmill dotted areas of the Netherlands, into Kinderdijk. This, I think, is the most famous and most photographed area in the world. But behind the picturesque, dreamy landscapes that you see, there is a lot of history. If you are somewhat familiar with the history of the Netherlands, you know that almost a third of the country is below sea level and 2/3 of Holland is vulnerable to flooding. The Dutch are world known for their water management, and at Kinderdijk, you'll learn the complete history about it. Kinderdijk is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and consists of 19 windmills that you'll have the opportunity to see how they work, go inside the windmill and see the mechanisms and the living quarters. We'll return to the ship about lunchtime, where we'll take off and you'll be able to enjoy an afternoon of Dutch diversion. So we'll have some Dutch cheeses, some juniper liqueur, and we will do a culturally enriching presentation on the Dutch Golden Age, which is not to miss. We'll cruise through the night, and then on day 3, you are going to wake up in Cologne. Cologne is the largest city on the Rhine with about 1 million inhabitants. The city has a long history, as it's originally settled by the Romans around 50 AD. Cologne was almost entirely destroyed by World War II bombing and was rebuilt as a mix of old and new. Although sections of the old town remain as whole, Cologne feels very modern, and there's an incredibly diverse mix of things to do. Here's a little fun fact. The generic term cologne, also known as perfume, derives from the city's famous citrus scent, Eau de Cologne 4711, which has made its consumer debut here in 1709. They actually have a museum dedicated to this where you can take a tour through. So we're going to arrive in Cologne in the morning, and you can begin your day with an included tour that will take you through the Old Town, past St. Martin's Church, and a visit to the Dome, Germany's largest cathedral, as shown in this picture here, all pretty and lit up. It is a World UNESCO Heritage Site. If you are brave enough, you can join one of our optional excursions that will take you to the dome's roof up at the very top of those peaks for an up-close view of the vistas of Cologne. Plus, you'll really get a lesson on the cathedral's architecture and all that great stuff. So you're going to have some free time here. You can spend your free time in Cologne enjoying the waterfront. You can walk along it. There's lots of different shops and restaurants that you can sit back and enjoy, take a bike along the different paths, or tour one of my favorite museums that's located on the waterfront, and it's the Chocolate Museum. They have a great exhibit that shows the entire history of chocolate, from the beginnings to the contemporary products and the production methods that we know today for chocolate. Not only there is the Chocolate Museum, Cologne is well known for its world-class museums, including the incredible Ludwig Museum that hosts works from Picasso and other world-class artists. Our ship leaves late in the evening, so you're welcome to return back on board for dinner and go out and explore afterwards. Maybe enjoy dinner in Cologne, or alternatively, you might want to enjoy an excursion for the beer lovers. Cologne has a spirited beer culture, and this is where you'll be able to sample some Kolsch, which is a light, crisp beer brewed only in Cologne. And their Cologne culture, they have all these beer houses all over. So we will take you on a tour through some of the most famous beer houses in Cologne. You'll have dinner, and then we will return back to the ship for the late evening departure. On day 4, we are going to proceed along the Rhine to Koblenz. Koblenz is a traditional German country town where the Rhine and the Moselle rivers meet. Founded more than 2,000 years ago, this former trading settlement rests on the Middle Rhine highlands. Here, you'll enjoy a lively and informative tour of Ehrenbreitstein Fortress, a massive fortress that is perched high on the mountains overlooking the town of Koblenz. The beginnings of this fortress can be traced back to the ancient foundations from the year of 1000 BC. In World War I, it was used as a military headquarters because of its location. But I would say it gained great significance in 1657. The fortress was the guardian to the Holy Tunic, a robe that, as legend says, was worn by Jesus before the death on the cross. Alternatively, you might want to choose one of our optional excursions. One of them will take you to the 700-year-old Marksburg Castle. This was one of 2 castles that has never been destroyed, and it is in pristine shape. You could also explore Koblenz on foot. The Old Town Square is walking distance from the ship, and it's great to wander around, shop, or you can just relax at one of the many cafes. The last time I was in Koblenz, I managed to put out my back and was in need of a massage. We have a great crew on our ship, and they do a great job. If there is something you wish to personalize your journey, they are there to assist. So I reached out. They recommended this great spa. They even made the appointment with me. So make sure when you're on board a Viking cruise, wherever you are traveling in the world, reach out to our well crew that knows the destination you're traveling to for special stuff that isn't offered all the time. So we're going to leave in the afternoon to head towards the glorious stretch of the Middle Rhine. There's a castle here every mile from Koblenz to Rudesheim. It's no surprise that the Rhine Gorge has become a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2002, and you'll find that out as we're cruising through. As we cruise, our cruise director will tell you many legends of the surrounding castles and this great river. I think the most famous tale that's in this river is the tale of Lorelei, a beautiful maiden who drowned for love and became a mermaid. You'll find her statue on a narrow strip of land jetting out about 60 miles from Rudesheim. So we're going to arrive in Rudesheim in late afternoon. It's located in the heart of Germany's Rheingau region. Rudesheim is the area's center of winemaking. This small wine town is well known for its amazing Riesling wines. When you arrive, you'll have some free time to explore. They have this great little pedestrian-only street, Drosselgasse. It is packed with excitement, and it's a great place to wander around. You'll find plenty of shops, restaurants, wine bars, often accompanied by a lot of musicians performing. And needless to say, it really is a lively place to go and explore. We depart after midnight, so you can come back, dine on board the ship, or in town if you prefer. But this is one of these ports that I am going to highly recommend an optional shore excursion. We offer optional excursions to the Edinburgh Monastery. So it is a wine and tasting dinner, and I would have to say that this excursion was probably one of my favorite ones I've ever done. You are going to go to this large Romanesque Gothic abbey that dates back to 1136 and was deconsecrated in 1803. The site is now home to 300 hectares of vineyards that produce delicious Rieslings, Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, Pinot Gris, and Pinot Noir wines. During the tour, you'll learn all about the monks and how they made the abbey financially successful because of the wine production. You'll also learn how they are struggling today to produce the Riesling grapes due to climate change and what they're doing to combat it. It's really, really intriguing. But the most memorable part of this tour for me was the wine tasting. It is held, which is pictured here, in this old wine cellar that is lit up by candlelight, and you get to taste all the delicious wines that they produce. After the wine tasting, they will take you to the stables, which has been transformed to this rustic restaurant, and you will enjoy a 5-course meal that is all local food and paired, of course, with the Eberbach wines. Day 5, we're going to cruise mid-morning, so you're going to have the chance to sleep in a little and enjoy the passing scenery. And then after lunch is when we're going to arrive in the historic town of Speyer. We will take you on a tour to the imposing Speyer Cathedral, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that was built in the 11th century on a site of a former basilica. The building's design influenced Romanesque architecture for centuries to come and is the final resting place of 8 German monarchs. Alternatively, after breakfast, you may choose to disembark for a full-day tour to Heidelberg, the home of Germany's oldest university that was founded in 1386. The tour takes you to the Heidelberg Castle. So as you go up a funicular, you will see the grounds of the Heidelberg Castle, where you can walk around and take spectacular pictures of the Neckar River Valley. After the tour of the castle, you have a choice where you can take the funicular back down or walk down to the old town that's below. The walk is not strenuous at all. It's a delightful walk. And then when you arrive into the old town, you actually come out right where they have this great pedestrian street with lots of shopping, and you really get a chance to enjoy Heidelberg on that tour. Day 6, we are going to dock this morning in Kiel, Germany, which is just on the other side of the river from Strasbourg, the largest port on the Upper Rhine. Strasbourg is a cultural center of France's Alsace region and home to the European Parliament. On our tour, you'll see the Parliament buildings and the well-preserved Old Town, which is pictured here. The Old Town is enclosed on all sides by the Ill River. So it's nice and compact little island you'll be able to explore on foot. Here, you'll also see the city's famed cathedral. And for my shopping friends, this area of Strasbourg is for shoppers. You'll find elegant French souvenirs, artisanal soap, chocolate, cheese, and jewelry. You may want to stop at one of the many cafes for a coffee or maybe a glass of delicious vino. The afternoon is free for you to explore. Alternatively, you may wish to join one of our optional excursions to the Alsatian wine country,. For an informative wine tour and tasting as well. What's great though, when we come back on board the ship that night, we have the taste of Germany, where the ship is all ready for Germany. And then we're going to head off to day 7, which is Breisach. Breisach is one of the warmest parts of Germany. It's across the river from the French Alsace region, which means Breisach too has some really delicious wines. Here, you're going to arrive, and in the morning, we're going to whisk you via motor coach to the Black Forest. The drive takes us through this beautiful scenic area, as pictured here. It's renowned mountain landscapes. You'll see all these beautiful rolling meadows, dense forests. Every turn the bus makes, you're going to want to take a picture, that's for sure. We're going to arrive in the Black Forest, and the Black Forest just isn't about cake. Did you guys know that this is where their cuckoo clocks originated from? So once you're there, you will have a chance to visit a local workshop to see cuckoo clock making demonstration. And you'll have an opportunity to learn how Black Forest cake is made. The layers of the dark spongy chocolate, inserted with the whipping cream and the rich cherry filling. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. You can actually bring a couple pieces back to you to the ship, which I would highly recommend. So you're going to return to the ship for lunch, and then the afternoon is for you to enjoy on your own. Where the ship is docked, it's a great little area. You can go on a walkabout if you want to, or you can enjoy one of our optional excursions that will take you to the Alsatian town of Colmar. It's a cute Storybrooke, charming town. The streets are lined with medieval, Gothic, and Renaissance buildings, and they have a great fine art museum. For my World War II buffs, we do a great tour that covers the Colmar's World War II history that you might want to check. We'll all be back on board the ship to enjoy dinner for the evening and then sail on through the night to our final port of call, which is Basel, Switzerland. Located where Switzerland, Germany, and France meet, Basel reflects a fascinating blend of traditions, and this makes it an exciting place to explore. The city oozes history, refinement, and has that typical Swiss ambiance of order. It's famous for its world-class art galleries, fairy tale-esque old town with winding cobblestone streets lined with medieval houses and colorful fountains. Now, this is the day you're going to disembark. If you're on our 8-day Rhine journey, you're going to disembark the ship. You can either head to the airport and go home right away, but I strongly recommend, as before with Amsterdam, always extending your stay for a couple nights so you can really explore this town. And your travel agent can work with you adding on these extra nights. You can enjoy nights in Basel, you can enjoy a trip to Lucerne, or you can enjoy 3 nights in Lake Como. I mentioned at the start of this presentation that we have 8 different itineraries that will touch the Rhine. I just went over our 8-day Rhine getaway. The next slides, I'll highlight 4 more itineraries where we spend a significant time on the Rhine throughout the itinerary. If you want to know more information on the additional itineraries I'm not going to talk about today, Holland and Belgium, tulips and windmills, and our Cities of Lights cruise tour, please reach out to your travel agent. They'll be happy to go through them in further detail with you. So the first itinerary I want to touch on is our 15-day Grand European tour that takes you through the heart of Europe. We set sail along the Rhine, and you'll experience the windmill-dotted waterways of Holland and all the great cities that we just went over with you, and of course the magnificent Rhine Valley. From there, we'll sail through the Main Canal into the legendary Blue Danube, which is lined with medieval towns, grand cities, and stunning scenery. You'll be able to sample food and wine from Austria's Vaca Valley, celebrate in Vienna's musical heritage, and enjoy a concert featuring the works of Mozart. Or you can just soak up in a steaming bath at the Budapest famous thermal spas. Our next itinerary, the European Sojourn. This cruise is for those travelers that want a lifetime's worth of experiences in one single voyage. We have combined our Grand European itinerary that I just went over with our Passage of Eastern Europe itinerary to create this 23 journey from Amsterdam to Bucharest. On this journey, You'll discover 8 countries in Western, Central, and Eastern Europe while cruising the Rhine, the Main, and the Danube. Paris to the Swiss Alps itinerary has vineyard-flanked slopes, historic cities, along with stays in Paris and Zurich that make up this 12-day cruise tour. Starting in the City of Lights, Paris, you'll have an overnight, so you'll really get to enjoy this city. When we depart Paris, you're going to be able to pay your respects at Luxembourg American Cemetery, discover Roman Triar, taste Moselle Rieslings, and visit the wine town of Bernkastel-Kues. As we enter the Rhine, you'll experience scenic cruising through the Rhine Gorge, stops in Koblenz, Mainz, Speyer, Strasbourg, and disembark the ship in Basel, where you will continue on to the land portion to Zurich. The Rhines and Viking Fjords voyage is an innovative marriage of our award-winning river and ocean cruises, designed for those of you who want to get the most from our rivers and ocean itineraries. The tour includes 8 days sailing down the Rhine River, where you will transfer to our ocean ship in Amsterdam and discover the Nordic wonders by sea. You'll be able to experience the dramatic fjord landscapes of Norway, vibrant Oslo, history-rich Kristiansand, to cosmopolitan Stavanger, and the beautiful scenic Flam. Your journey ends in Bergen, a city that's deep in Viking roots. I'll be hosting a travel virtually seminar similar to this one that you are experiencing today on the Viking Shores and Fjords itinerary next Friday, July 31st, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like details on how to register for this event, please reach out to your travel agent and they will be able to give you everything you need. Also, if you want any additional information about these itineraries I just touched on and you want to take a closer look at the day-by-days, reach out to your travel agent. The Viking ships, our river, ocean, and now expedition ships, are stylish yet understated, elegant yet exceptionally comfortable. No matter which Viking ship you are on, you can relax in beautiful, spacious common areas, intimate lounges, and elegant dining areas. Our ships have been thoughtfully engineered to help you connect with your destination in every way, and small enough to bring you into the heart of the world's greatest cities and quaint towns. Each stylish stateroom and suite has all the amenities of a fine hotel, and we make the most out of the passing scenery through our verandas, French balconies, our picture windows. Combined with our attentive crew and only having to unpack once, it really is a great way to explore a new destination. We created our cruises for the curious traveler with true explorer spirits that want to learn the most intimate nuances of the destination. Every detail on board of a Viking ship has been designed to enrich and enhance your travel experience, helping you fully immerse yourself in the rich cultures you're visiting. From our thoughtfully curated ship-wide library to the insights from our guest lecturers to our cooking classes with our chef and our wine tastings with our sommeliers. As I mentioned before, we really want to help you connect with the destination in every possible way. We also start inspiration and provide insight even before you depart on a Viking voyage. Our online filmography provides a comprehensive list of movies that will surely complement your trip. We also provide recommended reading options, cultural profiles, videos to help you dive more deeply into the culture and the destination you're traveling to. Today, I'm going to end my presentation with a couple reading recommendations and movies that you can go home with. The first one I want to recommend is, I think one of my favorite books is The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. This book, for those of you who don't know, was discovered in the attic which she spent the last years of her life. Anne Frank's remarkable diary has become a world classic, and you could have the opportunity to see the secret annex where Anne Frank was hidden during the World War II. It's located in Amsterdam, is one of the most iconic places to visit. So I would strongly recommend that you work with your travel agent and buy tickets in advance for this tour because it does fill up fast. And another little travel tip is if you've read the book before, I would strongly recommend reading it again before you go because it does bring up a lot of information that you're going to see on the tour of the annex. The second book is The Cologne Cathedral by Arnold Wolff. This book focuses on the building and the architecture of the Cologne Cathedral. The text pages cover the building of the cathedral from the early days and up to the restoration after World War II. It's a great book. It has a lot of illustrations from the different chapters of when the Cologne Cathedral was rebuilt and stuff. So Amelia, these are movies that I want to recommend. And Amelia is a movie based on Amelia Earhart's Final Flight. So this actually is a Hollywood film and Hilary Swank won Best Actress for it. Ladies, Richard Gere is in here. But what's great about this movie is it's filmed in Cologne, Germany, and you'll be able to see a lot of sights of Cologne, Germany. And the last movie I want to recommend is The Admiral. This is an action-adventure biography that revolves around the real-life figure Michael de Ruyter. He is one of the greatest innovators in combat engineering of the 17th century. So this will go into great details about Michael's life. The last thing I want to talk about is Viking TV. Viking TV enables us to explore the world and enjoy it together from the comforts of our own homes. On Viking TV, we deliver enriching digital experiences daily, from engaging conversations to inspiring presentations. And we look forward to coming together weekly for different enlightening discussions among our friends around the world. So please log on to Viking.tv and take an experience on it. Thank you all for taking the time to join us today and discovering another culture. It is a really wonderful experience. On a Viking cruise, we'll deliver you to extraordinary places on the world, and we invite you to join us to experience them fully. If you want any further information about Viking, please reach out to your travel agent and they will be able to provide you any details about everything that I've talked about today. But we do have a couple minutes for a few questions. So I'm going to bring back Michael on and see if we have any questions available.
Yeah, so when is the most popular time to take this itinerary, Jordana?
Well, it depends what type of traveler you are. So if you like the warm weather of summer, the busy, the hustle and bustle, summertime is a very busy, warm time in Europe, but it is a great time to experience Europe. For my sun worshipers, it's a great time to explore our wonderful Aquavit terrace and enjoy the top deck of our longships. Personally, the best time I like to travel is when it's more moderate in temperature. So you're looking at spring or autumn, excuse me. But I would strongly recommend packing a little light jacket and an umbrella because you might get hit with some periodic showers during that time. But it's a beautiful time to explore. The temperature is just perfect to be wandering around these great towns.
Perfect. And what are the advantages to booking Viking Air through your travel advisor?
Viking Air, I would recommend booking everything with a travel advisor, from your Viking cruise to your Viking Air to working with your travel advisor on your Viking shore excursions. Our travel advisors are well trained and well knowledgeable on all of our products. I personally have my own favorite travel advisor and I wouldn't be nothing without her. So when I travel, I rely on a travel agent myself. So.
Perfect. And then with Viking Air, we would cover what would be included in Viking Air?
So the Viking Air, which is great, is you will be included with transfers, and the transfers are great. So if you do a Viking Air, you're going to arrive, let's just say, at the Amsterdam airport. In your little Viking package, you will get a sticker that's a Viking sticker, and you put it on. And our Viking guests actually greet you. The minute you walk out, they will greet you, they will take you to the bus, and guide you to the ship.
Perfect. And then the final question is, when do the Christmas markets start, and when do they visit, taking this itinerary, when would be a good time to see the Christmas markets?
Well, the Christmas markets usually start late November and run throughout the month of December. And we have a lot of different itineraries that will take you through different European Christmas markets. So if you are really interested in a Christmas market cruise, I would strongly recommend work with your travel advisor on the dates and the times that work the best for you.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your presentation, Jordana. It was great. And I just want to thank everyone else for taking the time to be with us today. Again, we greatly appreciate the support of our travel advisors and their clients for joining us. And if you need any further information or further details on this itinerary we discussed today or any of our Viking itineraries, please be sure to reach out to your favorite travel advisor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.